So a few days ago, the guys over at If This Then That woke up in their lovely houses and looked around and thought, this house isn't made of solid gold. Corporate greed. Corporate greed. Corporate greed. Corporate greed! Corporate greed! Corporate greed! And I love If This Then That's not just the platform, but they seem like genuinely lovely people. But it doesn't matter how lovely you are if you're going to take a big steaming dump on the smart home industry. But before we get into how they've taken a big steaming dump on the smart home industry, here is some information for the newbies. If you don't know what If This Then That is, then basically it means that light switch over there, which was made by a company called Lightwave RF, can switch on my plug sockets under my desk, which are made by Broadlink. It brings two separate independent companies together to make them work. And this is great, but because IFT are now the only people doing this, it means that they can charge whatever the hell they like, and that's exactly what they've decided to do. IFT have released IFT Pro. Ooh, that sounds good, doesn't it? It would be good if it wasn't for the fact that IFT Free is now garbage. If you want to use any more than 3 applets, you now need to pay for IFT Pro. IFT Pro has some nominal improvements, but it's now $9.99 a month. $9.99 a month? Are you out of your mind? I'm not going to pay more than I pay for Netflix just to be able to connect 2 services together. Get out of here. And If This Then That have said that they welcome feedback on this decision. So here it is. Stop screwing everybody! This is preposterous! It's like buying a Samsung TV knowing that you can get 25 Freeview channels and then a month later getting told, well actually, the people at Freeview have decided you can only have 1 channel and you have to pay $9.99 for the other 24. Garbage! You can't do that! Ofcom would have something to say about that, but because the smart home industry doesn't have an Ofcom, we're all just left floating around to our own devices, getting screwed over left, right and centre. I hate this! People keep saying, oh, well, it's in its infancy, you just have to wait till it grows. Shut up! The smart home industry's been around for years and years and years and years and years and years and years. Just because it hasn't been adopted by everybody and his dog worldwide doesn't mean that we should keep getting dicked over. And this is the worst move yet. As one of the big 3, she that should not be named, Google Home, and If This Then That. If Google told me tomorrow I had to start paying a subscription to be able to turn my plug sockets on and off, I would put my Google Home in the bin. You can't do this and expect me not to be on the internet going, I'm on the internet doing that right now. I'm not happy. Your name, If This Then That, is on almost every box of every smart home device that goes out into the world. Every single box. Literally every box that goes out to every house. If This Then That. And you've said yourself you only have 35 employees. What can your overheads possibly be to justify $9.99 per month? 35 employees. Oh yes, we'll need about, let me just do the math. £1 billion! If This Then That currently have this many companies, it'll take too long. There are billions of them! All of these companies paying a yearly membership fee to If This Then That. And this is not a small amount of money, I believe. It's difficult to know because it's shrouded in mystery. Do you know why it's shrouded in mystery? Corporate greed! Corporate greed! I think it's probably astronomical. And the reason I think this is because there have been a slew of smart home companies just leaving If This Then That. Just going, I'm not going to pay for that anymore. And there have been rumours on the internet, and I can't validate these, I can't say these are definitely true, but the rumours are that If This Then That hiked their prices. So Nest were one of the first to leave, then there was Wink. There's a whole bunch of them. The most obvious one being Toya Smart Life. Because I lost my I went mental when that happened because I've been recommending those guys to you guys for forever. And the reason I recommended them was because they work with She That Should Not Be Named, they work with Google Home, and they worked with If This Then That. The idea that they could then take that service away from you just did not compute. They can't advertise it to you, sell the product, and then take it away. That's not fair. And when I lost my all of a sudden, maybe we can afford that fee after all. And they came crawling back again, and now Toya Smart Life works with if this then that again. The same cannot sadly be said for lots and lots of different suppliers, and Sonoff, Link, these guys, they decided they're going to pass the price on to you. They now charge a monthly subscription for if this then that if you want to use it, which to me is just out of this world insane. You paid for IFT when you bought that product. You can't then be charged a monthly subscription for the privilege of using it. And if you're one of the people that likes to hang around my comments section going, "Ooh, it doesn't affect me, I use Hass.io on my Raspberry Pi," that's great, Mr. Massive Bollocks. I'm the king of the nerds! But what you don't understand is that without a consumer-based smart home industry, without a smart home industry where our parents and our grandparents are buying stuff, your smart home stuff doesn't exist. People will stop getting into it in the first place to then graduate to bigger and better things. Without them, the price of everything goes up. Without them, your stuff stops getting developed in the first place because there's no money in it. This is always a bad thing. When something gets shut down or made worse, it gets worse for all of us. We're a community, we aren't just little pockets of people. And this leaves the smart home industry in a pretty weird place. Because if this then that are selling a service to our suppliers, and those suppliers are in turn selling that service to us as consumers, it's advertised to us at point of sale, which means that they should be obligated to keep paying if this then that for that service. But if this then that can set their price to whatever they want, they can hold that service to ransom. I'm not saying that they are doing that, but with no governing body over the top of the smart home industry to say, hang on a minute, that's not okay, we're in a really awkward position where us as consumers can be completely screwed out of services that we already paid for. Because the suppliers are going to go, I'm not paying that, and if this and that are going to go, well, it's our service, we'll do what we want. This can't go on. Hark, I can hear a comment section of people yelling Home Assistant. Home Assistant! Paul, haven't got a Home Assistant! You should have tried Home Assistant! If you had Home Assistant, you wouldn't have this problem! Home Assistant! Home Assistant! Home Assistant! Home Assistant! Yes, Home Assistant is one option. You could get a Raspberry Pi, install Home Assistant on it, and do all of the stuff that if this then that does, but locally within your own house, where nobody can screw you out of it. So that's one option, and it's a good one. The other option, I think, as far as I can tell, you could just set up 10 if this then that accounts. Call one paulhibbertlivingroom@gmail.com, paulhibbertbedroom@gmail.com, paulhibbertkitchen@gmail.com, etc. and just have 3 applets per account and do it that way. I don't know how if this then that would stop you. Maybe they'll find a way as soon as this video goes out because they want their $9.99 it would seem. Lyndon and the guys at If This Then That, you have my email address, we have spoken before. If I have misinterpreted anything then I sincerely apologise and I will take this video down if I feel it is misleading. As it stands though, I have tested this with my own account and can confirm, in summary, so everybody take note of this because this is the take home, I can no longer create more than 3 applets with my one account because if I want to create more than 3 applets, I have to pay for the Pro version at $9.99 a month. Currently, I can set my own fee for the first year, for some reason, and then after that, I am charged $9.99 a month, and that's the way it stands today. I did not pay for that. What I paid for was products that had if this then that stamps on the box that I knew I would be able to create as many applets as I liked. If I didn't think I could do that, perhaps I wouldn't have bought those things. Perhaps I would have gone down the Home Assistant route and only have bought Home Assistant based products. If there was a governing body overseeing the smart home industry, I think you would be in trouble. I think you would be in trouble because you are taking something away that people have already paid for. Being as there is no governing body, I'll have to sit here on YouTube bitching about it and getting nowhere. Take it back. Stop what you're doing. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. Has this just ruined your smart home? I know it's ruined a few people's because I've heard from them already. Me personally, I'll be looking for ways around it. I will probably almost certainly just be setting up more if this then that accounts. I really don't see how they're going to stop me doing that. If they do want to stop me doing that, well, I'll just use Home Assistant. Home Assistant! Home Assistant is great if you want to pick up a Raspberry Pi. Links in the description as to what I bought to set mine up. There's a video here which will tell you my experience of it. It's not as clear-cut as a lot of the Home Assistant fans will tell you, but it is a great piece of kit and it will solve this problem for you if you're looking for an alternative solution. I can't speak today. Anyone think I've been drinking to drown my sorrows over this preposterous turn of events? That's it for today. I'll be back again on Saturday, or if this is Saturday, next Saturday. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please give it a thumbs up. That'll tell YouTube's algorithms that was a good video and more people should see it. If you want to see some more of this guy, hit that subscribe button and ding that bell. If you ding the bell, it lets YouTube know you want to be notified when I upload videos. These amazing people here, they fund this channel, they help me eat, they are everything to me. If you want to be one of these awesome people, you can do that at either Patreon or buy me a one-off beer at PayPal, and either way, I'll love you forever. These are my social medias, my Facebooks, my Twitters, and my Instagrams. Come and hang out there and we can be best friends. See you next time. And Lyndon and If This Then That have said, there's food in my teeth. Yum yum. They need to somehow, for some reason, charge us $9.99 a month. $9.99 And then you start to get charged the $9.99 a month every year after that. No. If I want to do anything else, that's my last ever thing.